In line with Maskani's objective of enhancing public participation in the involvement of the public in matters devolution, Maskani team made a trip to Kitui and Mwingi County to conduct an assessment of the process of public participation on the community-level infrastructure program. The initiative was carried out in response to an advertisement made by the Kitui County government in the Standard August 27, 2014, in which a disclosure was made on the proposed projects that are to be identified and prioritized by the community in order to improve the implementation of the projects. On our first day, we visited Mutonguni ward in Kitui West Sub-County, where the forum was held at the chief's office near Kitulia Market. On arrival, Mutonguni ward member of county assemblies had this to say about the forum.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Stephen Kituka, MCA Mutonguni ward. The meeting today is about projects identification for the ward. We began by going around all the villages, organized or kind of convened by the ward administrator. She was in charge, and members of the public gave their views at those forums at the village levels. And now today we are here to come and put the projects together now as a ward and see maybe are there changes after we left from the village, and we maybe after they continued consulting, have they come up with other changes, or are they still adopting the same? We were here last year. Members of public gave their proposals. Some of the projects proposed then have been implemented. Others have not yet been implemented. Now, today is a day when we meet and take stock of what has been happening. It's also a day when, as a county, we also educate our people on what other projects are being undertaken in other areas, so that what is not being undertaken in the Mutonguni ward and is being undertaken elsewhere, our members will also be aware that the county government is not just about the projects here, but we are looking at the entire county and seeing how do we alleviate the problems of the people that we represent. In the Mutonguni ward, the major big challenge and issue is about water. Sources of water. When you go around and when you look, you realize that the place is a bit dry. We look this other side, you look, it's a bit hilly, and trees have been cut. It's becoming a semi-desert. You go down here, it is completely eroded. So people have issues with water. People have issues with roads. Our roads are very impassable. I'm sure you've tested it from Kabati to here. When you go to the feeder roads, you realize that yes, the government is trying to grade the roads, but because of the dryness, once a grader cuts, then there's a lot of soil, so that even the passing through is becoming a challenge. And the other issue is electricity. Electricity has not been supplied to all the public learning institutions. There are primary schools, there are secondary schools which have not yet been supplied with electricity, and yet we are saying we want to go digital. That means there are students in some secondary schools who cannot even access computer learning. So this is another challenge. Of course, due to lack of water, the issue of food scarcity comes in. People are asking for relief food. Today you'll hear it. People will be asking for relief food.
After having a chat with the MCA, the team was able to interview Mr. Titus Nyanzu, who was able to shed light on the development agenda in the ward and the wider county.
You see the story there, one man battle against hunger, this and that, about fishing, about what I do.
Being a highly respectable community leader in Mutonguni ward and by extension Kitui County, the team was able to visit his farm after noticing how valuable his agricultural exploits had been.
No. Light. You can see.
As a seasoned farmer and agricultural expert and consultant, Titus Nyanzu pioneered fish rearing in the county of Kitui, and as a result of his exploits, has been able to spearhead many community-driven projects in Kitui that encompass horticulture, entrepreneurship, fish and poultry farming. Back at the forum's venue, registration went on smoothly as community members and county leaders continued to stream in. The forum at Mutonguni ward was well attended, given that the relevant offices of the county government and the community level stakeholders were well represented. Present in the forum were Penina Martha Kilonzi, Minister for Basic Education, Training and Skills Development, Mr. Stephen Kidhuka, Member of County Assembly Mutonguni Ward, Madam Judith Andanyi, Assistant Director, Administration and Coordination, Mutongani Ward Administrator, Madam Kalunda Mudhami, and Mutonguni Chief, Sub-Chief, and the Community Development Committees were also present. The general public of the ward and the wider constituency county attended with a sizable estimate of close to 400 people. It was apparent to the team that the youth were in low attendance relative to older women and men. Attendance also reflected higher representation of women than men, with the ratio being highly disproportionate in favor of women. Our inference was that there was need for added effort to involve men in the development agenda of the area going forward. After the county leaders gave their speeches, the community broke into their respective village groupings to approve projects they had selected at the village level, the outcome of which would be submitted to the county government for implementation.
Priority sito sia maendeleo katika project hii tunaisie tuambia namba 1 tuamine tundu tutatu na A, B na C wizethia etha twanewe milioni mwe nuganyu malameana atatu kila katamuge gata kabikiwe na ile doi number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 kwa nondo tunaiwetie silie
ni nyuma litosia pasi priority ni kiawi ni silangai ni kikui ni kenatuja tugoa
ine na twai na propose twai ni twethie na list yambe na kololo ya hii list ni yambe no liligana
yes
na ila twasiokie twasisia pata witu na kila kitu notethia andu aingi twethia ni kyambolo na nicho twosie
yes
na niasia mwenzangu nukwea ni waniki huu na mukweka ome oundu tuandikie mutu support ya ome ni kana maendeleo
you have to support
maendeleo meitonyeka ni kubisa na ome asante
ya tobo ya ni mpaka kwanda ya kwata ni sipu kwa mtemi eba andine wewe atwedio nesela yipo ni sawa.
After lengthy deliberations, Mutonguni residents left the forum satisfied that their views had been listened to in the identification and prioritization of the county projects.